Hey guys. So, also disclaimer for that one person, you know who you are. I don't want to hear the comments of, well, why don't you just complain to your boss? We don't want whatever. Or, yes, I'm allowed to film down there. Again, no trade secrets here. It's a Baylor. Second, I have complained to my boss a lot. I've complained to higher ups. Nothing gets done. So if my boss is doing jack squat about it, the higher ups are doing jack squat about it, who else am I going to complain to? I got to get it off my chest and vent somehow. So I've got a YouTube channel with people who watch and understand the crap that I'm dealing with. So why not vent on YouTube? If you got a problem with it, click off. Because I'm tired of seeing your stupid comments. Okay? So for the rest of you who aren't under the age of 18, or act like you're under the age of 18, I came in to find this, which it doesn't seem like a lot, but given that I did all of this, I went in Wednesday, and this wasn't even nearly as bad as what it looked like. Same thing with this. This was pretty much maybe, let's see, I think plastic wise, each box only had about 3 bags in it, but this one clearly has a lot more than 3. Same thing with this one. This was got the carpet kind of going into it, but yeah. And then the carpet was a little down here, like just kind of right where the line is, and that's 2 boxes filled, and it's kind of hard. So like for this box, it kind of, right here, kind of goes up there like that, and then you can see the other side where the tub, that giant tub is. Also, you can see my water bottle, the famous water bottle. you know, it's freaking hot down there. Just looking at the picture makes me hot. Ooh, it gets me so hot. So I go down there and I see all this. Nothing gets done when I'm not there. Last week, it's like last week. I was home on Monday because I felt like crap. So nothing got done Monday. Nothing got done Tuesday. I mean, I think my roommate went in on Wednesday. She did this stuff, and that was it. Nothing got done on Friday or Thursday, and then when I went in on Friday, this was pretty much back, and so it just kind of proves I can never be sick. I could be freaking bleeding out of my eyes, throwing up out of my asshole, and I have no choice but to go to work because my boss doesn't want to have anyone down there. And I know for a fact, she outright pretty much said that I'm not going to have help. A week before the 4th of July, she comes down there. She's like, this is all you. You're not going to have anyone down here helping you. I was talking to Sam, what was it, Wednesday? And he said something, he's like, oh yeah, there was a young guy, she was interviewing a young guy. And I'm like, does it really matter? We know he's not going to be down here helping. He's going to probably be replacing Jeff with housekeeping. Because he said something about Jeff leaving. Apparently Jeff's still there. I don't know. And yes, I can say their names, person who you know who you are. I'm not saying their last names. If I was saying their last names, that would be giving away someone's identity. But you don't know, maybe Jeff's not even his real name. You ever think of that? But yeah, he was telling me today that yeah, the interview with the guy didn't work out or something. He wasn't hired. I'm like, considering we need people, she doesn't really have room to be picky right now. I said, unless he's a convicted murderer, she can't exactly be picky with who she hires because we kind of need people. And he said something about him having to do a lot of the housekeeping stuff now. And I said, I told you. Did I not tell you like 4 months ago when you came back that that's what you would be doing? I said, if I had $1,000,000 for every time I was right in this place, I'd be set for several lifetimes because I am right about so many freaking things. Easiest multi-million-dollars of my life. But I told him, I said, I hope you enjoy being a housekeeper because that's what she's going to have you doing. And turns out, what do you know? John was right. He's a housekeeper, essentially. He goes around, collects, that stuff, the carpet. Sometimes, sometimes I'll go around because most of the time I do a thing of carpet at the end of the day, so I'll go around and collect it myself, which I shouldn't have to. But no, he'll collect that. He'll collect luchador. He'll bring down plastic and put it in the boxes. Not those boxes. The boxes, just the regular, smaller boxes. And he'll do that. But then, she'll have him like freaking sweeping or mopping or something, and I'm like, I told you, I freaking told you. But this week the baler has been slow, very slow. One of the higher ups came down there, and I think he was like, they little safety check every once in a while that they have to do. And I said, hey, when you get a chance, could you let maintenance know to come down here and refill the machine, because it's pretty much out of fluid, And I said it had some, and it starts leaking all over. And he looked down at the ground. He saw like kind of an outline of a puddle that was there. And he said, oh, if it's leaking, there must be something wrong with the cylinder. I said, exactly, there is something wrong with the cylinder. I said, like almost 3 years ago, they came down and checked it, and that's what was wrong. And I said, we're almost 3 years from now. It'll be 3 years, October 18th. 3 years since the thing was checked. 3 years since, And I said, it's been broken, and it just leaks out all the time. And I said, I get that. It's an old, look at it, it's old, and they probably don't make this anymore. But he's like, yeah, it's, but I'm like, I'm in this whole wide world. Can't they, custom make it? I said, why not have someone come down here, take the measurements of right here and the cylinder and all that, and custom make it. And he even said, he's like, oh yeah, I had to do that a few times when I was working in factory, where I was working in Troy. Sometimes you just got to custom make it. And I'm surprised no one's had the big brain idea to custom make the cylinder that we need, because that's what we need. Otherwise, the freaking thing just keeps leaking out all over the place, hydraulic fluid. And, it'll come out right here, and it'll be a big puddle. You won't see it until you step in it, and you almost snap your freaking ankle. And then because it's now on your shoes, you're stepping all over the place. It's leaving little puddles all over because you're, imprinting. And that stuff is slick. It's hydraulic fluid, so it's very slick. It's not like ice or something where friction eventually, kind of not melts it, but kind of, makes it disappear. This stuff kind of sticks around. So, yeah, if, you step in this and you're putting it all over the place, you're just going to, and it's very unsafe. But I told him, I said, yeah, I let her know, my boss, like I let her know on Monday, but like if you don't write it down on a note for her, it's like she doesn't care. Because she came down and she was talking about the lint. It's like, oh, well, you need to move some of this and blah, blah, blah. And because they've got a lot, I'm like, I'm one person down here. I'm doing everything I possibly can. I am the only one down here. And the machine is going even slower because it needs to be refilled. I told her it needed to be refilled. And here we are, Friday. It's still not filled up. So that's why I don't bother talking to her anymore, because she doesn't pay attention. She doesn't listen. And it's gotten to the point, it's like, well, if, she doesn't care, the one who hired me didn't care, and higher-ups don't care, why should I care? So now I go in, and she'll ask, she's like, oh, why don't you do lint? I'm like, because I have to do this crap every day. Because you don't have anyone down there Tuesdays and Thursdays. So you can have my, talking about my roommate, I'm like, you can have her come in on Wednesday and do it. But if it's earlier in the day, it's going to pile up early in the day. And then, Thursday, it's not going to get done. So by Friday morning when I come in, it's going to look like this. And I'm going to have to do it all over again. So instead of having it consistently done, so that way, if I went in today and this was completely gone, I could have done some more lint. I could have done some of the lab. I could have done some more of the cardboard. But no. I had to keep doing this crap because there is no one down there. 3 shifts. 3 shifts. There's 3 shifts there. 6 o'clock to 3, 3 to like 11 or so, and then 11, 12 or whatever it is to 6 o'clock. 3 shifts. I'm the only one down there. No one comes in at 3 o'clock after I leave. No, I am the only bailer they have at all. And then when things don't get done, or if I have trouble, I get, treated like I'm the bad guy here and not doing my job. So, but, yeah, most of the time I don't stress it anymore. I just get tired of it. It's 3 years. I've worked at this place for a total of 5. Not 5 in a row. I'm 3 in a row. It'll be 3 years at the end of August, at the end of this month. But I worked there in 2018, 2017, 2018, whatever it was. I worked there for a year, and then I worked there for another year, and then actually I think it was sooner than that. Either way, I've been there for like 5 years total, and it's been like this the entire time. My boss has been there for 20-something years, and it seems like she can't like most people don't stay for longer than a year. While the factory's been there since 1957 or something like that. And they've had people there, like one guy, his name was Bob. He'd been there pretty much almost since the place had opened up. I think he might have been like 18 years old when he started working there. And he just retired a couple years ago. But you can see on the sheet, like, they have anniversaries. Some people, 40 years, 50 years, 35 years. So the people are staying, but with her, no one stays. It's how she treats us. The fact that I'm down there and doing this, it's like 130 something degrees for me down there. There was 8 people when I first started, back in 2017, 18. No, they all left. I'm the only one left of the people who were there when I was there the first time. No one stays longer than a year. Let's see, especially this year. Let's see, there was, or ever since I started working back, since I was back there, there was the kid who was working down at Dollar General. His name was Zach, Josh. I think it was Zach. He was there, but same thing, young guy. He could have been helping down there, but she had him cleaning windows and vacuuming. And he was like, yeah, the hours and the job, it just wasn't enough to justify paying all the money for gas to get me there. So he quit. He had, let's see, there was a younger woman, she wasn't really that much younger, but she was a housekeeper, of course. But she quit. See, Susan, I think, quit. My roommate kind of quit. She's only there for like 1 day a week or something. So, who else quit? I know there's most of them were housekeepers, and I don't even, I didn't even see them most of the time. But there quite a few people quit. So it's her. She's known to a lot of people, even on the outside of the factory. I ride Scusa, and a lot of people I ride with actually either worked at the factory or they have someone they know who's worked at the factory, and they all know who she is, and they all know she's been like this for ages. So at this point, there's no arguing with her. I just avoid her. That's honestly the best thing for me to do right now. It's stupid and sad, but it's either avoid her or she says something and I go off on her again. I mean, like I said before, I've outright told her, I said, if my job isn't being done to a satisfactory level, then fire me. And for people who are new, you're like, you talk to your boss like that? Yeah. In fact, I've told the higher-ups. They don't seem to care about that, because no one has the freaking balls to talk to her like that. And that's the problem. She never gets challenged. But I told her, I said, listen, if if my job down here isn't being done to a satisfactory level, then just fire me. I'm tired of going back and forth with the bullshit. And that was months ago. So, it's just, I'm just get tired of it, I'm the only person down there. And not only that, consistently doing at least 5 or more bales. I did all this week. I did about, what was it, Wednesday? I think I did about 6 bales. And keep in mind, the machine is already broken for the last 3 years. And then this week, when it's been going down, it's been at a snail's pace. So the fact that I got 5 bales done, 6 bales done, big bales, in 4 hours, that's a lot. You think of the number and you think of 5 and you don't think it's a lot, but then you see, how much crushing down you need to do and how slow the thing's going and how much excess bullcrap I have to do down there. It is a lot. For reference, Kevin, who goes down there sometimes, he can do 7 big bales or so, like me, in 8 hours. And I can do just as much of that in 4. So, yeah, it is a lot. 7 bale, I had 7 hours that one day, and I did about 20 bales. And it was impressive because almost all the higher ups were thanking me and saying how impressed they were, because in 7 hours, they do not expect you to do 20 bales in 7 hours. That's an absurd number. And yet they were like, we're impressed. How did you get it done? Good job. And I remember Vicky saying something. I'm like, well, I don't want anyone ever questioning my work ethic again, because that was 7 hours, no breaks, no going to the bathroom, hardly drinking anything. Just work, 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 work. That's all I did. 20 bales, 7 hours. So, it's not easy. But what's even more not easy is getting up in the morning to do all this. I just find it every day, it's just harder and harder to get up to do this. I don't mind the job. I don't mind the job. It's just, when you're asking for help, that's all I'm asking for is help. And the higher ups, your own boss, refuses to provide it. It's a little ridiculous. The fact that the machine 3 years later is still broken. No one's thought of having a custom-made cylinder for it. I mean, come on. A 35-year-old should not be telling these people how to do their jobs. I mean, that's, these are all people in their 40s and 50s. A young dumbass like me shouldn't tell you how to do your job. But if it was up to me, and if I was the boss, I'd fire everyone. I'd have everyone lined up like fired, you can stay, fired, you can stay, fired. But I'd clear everyone out, especially people I know who, for a fact, who aren't really benefiting, the factory, and just kind of like not running things properly. But yeah, 35-year-olds should not be telling them how to run the factory, especially common sense stuff. But yeah, the crazy world we live in. That reminds me of a time I was talking to my good friend Orville. I said, Orville. No, I actually had something planned with the Mr. Hippo thing, but each time I try doing it, it's not to my liking. But I'll keep doing it until it is to my liking, because I think it's pretty fun. My friend, you have met a terrible demise, but I don't feel too bad about it. But yeah, I'm just happy the week's over. I mean, it doesn't matter. Gotta do all this crap all over again on Monday, so if there is a Monday. I think the main part is it's just so freaking hot down there. I don't have a problem doing anything in the wintertime because the doors will be open and it's nice and cold, like when on really cold days. I mean, because even though I'm working, my body is heating up and everything from working and all that, and because of the fibro, it's like 30, 40 degrees out. So we got all that nice chilly air coming in. So for me, working, instead of feeling like it's 130, it feels more like it's, 50. I mean, I can work. There are times where I can work with my jacket on. I just gotta pull the sleeves up. That's how cold it can get down there. And I have no problem. I get a lot done in the cold. I really do. That's probably when I do my best work, is in the cold. Because I'm constantly being like refreshed from that nice cool air that's coming in, especially on rainy days. Oh, so nice. Um, but it's so freaking hot, and that's the problem. If it wasn't hot down there, it wouldn't be much of an issue, but it is. And there's really not much. I mean, this is the air conditioning units, the pipe, where it goes through, and they could easily cut a hole in here and have a pipe coming down that will blast cold air like they have up in the main factory. But nope. All I said, the only thing I get is that fan right there. That's all I get. That's all I get. So I end up just kind of sitting on here, the brown tub right there, just letting the air hit. It just feels like hot air, but it doesn't matter. I mean, it's all I'm gonna get. So might as well try to enjoy it. But yeah, that's the air conditioning right there, going through the whole thing. But shady business, man. Shady. You would think this place was run by Corn Pop because he's a bad dude. But anyways, that's it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.